Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So do have to apologize. The video that came out on Sunday, the volume was too low. While I was recording the video, I was trying to find the settings to double check the volume, and I was unable to locate it, so I just kind of went with it. And when I was playing it back, it's like, yeah, volume was pretty low. So I apologize for that. I started to re-record it, and I realized that, the cards came out in a very interesting manner, and I didn't want to recreate the reading with the cards already kind of predetermined, and I didn't want to redo it. So I just let it go. Sorry, we don't do a lot of editing here. Hopefully you're able to catch most of it. It was a very fascinating read, which is why I didn't want to redo it. If it would have been just one of those ho-hum reads, I just would have said, okay, fine, I'll just redo it. But no, it came out well. I was pleased with how it turned out, and I didn't want to redo it. So this time I've got the settings for the volume set nice and high so you can hear me. So hopefully you were able to readjust your computer settings, because otherwise I not only woke up you, your spouse, I probably woke up the neighbor's dogs, 4 houses down. So today I want to sort of do a continuation of that reading. Yesterday's reading, we were kind of looking at how Trump was doing all these power grabs, and was that going to lead to the end of our democracy and basically become a fascist state? And where it came out was basically no. And we ended up with the final reading was that 5 of Cups of Sorrow, and I ultimately kind of came to the determination that sorrow card was the folks that had supported Trump and that had backed Trump realizing what they've done, the regrets of what they put themselves and everyone else through. And I felt that was an appropriate ending to that reading. So I want to sort of do a tangential reading today and talk about the end of the Trump era again. Back in February, I put out a video on what were the signs that the Trump era was ending. What did we need to look for? And so I'm going to sort of revisit that a little bit, but I want to see what brings it about. In the readings I had yesterday, the Death card came up, and we had the Ten of Swords. And it's just like, whoo, oh, hey, there was a whole bunch of things that were signifying that we are coming to an end of a cycle. And so we're going to take a look at what is it that brings the Trump era down? What finally stops this? Because right now there's a lot of people suffering. There's a lot of people in fear. A lot of us are very unhappy that we're having to go through this because some people were a little slow on the old lesson learning. So let's take a look at the general energy of what brings it down. And then I've got specific things I want to look at. Is it Trump's health that brings it down? Is it his corrupt behavior? Is it the antics of Doge? Is it the economy stupid? Is it, and related is, with tariffs and unemployment and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so for entertainment purposes only, the general energy of the Trump era and what is going to bring it about. So let's take a look. Okay, so a foundation of the reading is the Knight of Wands. Actions there are going to be actions moving forward that will be taken. The challenge is the King of Cups. Doing this in a emotionally balanced way. The King of Cups it's someone who's got strong emotions, but they're balanced emotions. The way I look at it, it's not someone who's flying off the handle, right? And there's a lot of angry people, a lot of people going through a lot of anxiety, and it's the challenges is when you're going through that is keep your emotions in check and not lashing out, like the way Trump lashes out, right? That would be the opposite of the King of Cups. So the end of the Trump era, what are we going to be seeing? There's going to be actions taken. People are going to try and be there's gonna be strong emotions, but they're gonna be controlled emotions. Underneath it all is the fool, seeing what the level of crazy, the level of foolishness we've had to endure. A fool is also a new journey, but I think in this case it's just seeing how crazy this has become. Yeah, that basically we are going over the edge. In the past, okay, there's that Seven of Cups again. In the past, we've got the Seven of Cups, the illusions, delusions, confusions. This is also could be an unethical behavior. What you thought you were getting is not what you're actually getting. It's kind of like the little prize that you get in that box of cereal. The prize that came out was never quite as cool as what you thought you were going to get. The current energy, the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, we've been throwing this as the oligarchs, but it could be the people who have lots of things of value, if you will. It's someone who possesses things of value, and that is where we're going to start seeing the end. It could be the oligarchs just become too rich or too powerful, or they get too much wealth out of this, too much benefit out of Trump's, because a lot of Trump's actions are supporting the very wealthy. Tax cuts and favorable tax rates for corporations, but there's only so many oligarchs, and there's millions and millions and millions of the rest of us. And it could just simply be the rest of us get fed up. And that we're seeing too many, the disparity of the wealth gap getting too big. Overarching energy is the Knight of Swords. Once we start taking actions, these actions are going to happen quickly, and they're going to be aggressive actions. The challenge is we have to be calm, we have to be balanced, but boy oh boy, when it happens, it's going to happen fast. If it's a mental health issue, the energy around the end of the Trump era, it could be we're starting to see the level of crazy. The people that have been supporting Trump realize that the king's gone mad, and he's doing things that are crazy that are going to hurt people. So this could be a health situation. The lesson to be learned, the Moon card, once again, it's confusions, that the sun has been eclipsed by the moon. The path is not clear to us, but when the moon clears out, the sun comes out, and then the path becomes clear. But right now, you've got confusion out there, and once again it ties in with the Seven of Cups. So it could be a mental health issue, and then the outcome is the Devil. That's our Donald Trump card. The end of the Trump era is. I think it's going to be, it might be mentally health driven. So what's the outcome mean? The Devil. People have chained themselves to Trump and his agenda. But those chains are very loose. You can slip out of them easy enough. You just got to take them off. And so the end of the Trump era, it may be people realizing that I don't want to be chained to this anymore. This isn't fun anymore. People are getting hurt. The actions you're taking are reckless, and you're going to hurt people. Maybe the oligarchs aren't making money anymore, So, interesting cards. So let's do some four carders. I may want to ask for a clarifier on that Devil card, but let's look at the four carders first. Okay, so. Well, and frankly, the end of the Trump era might not be one thing. I mean, it could be a big health event. It could be a pew-pew event, and all of a sudden, that's the end of the Trump era. But it could be multiple layers. If it's not a sudden end like that, there could be multiple things that are causing this thing to come to an end. a convergence, if you will. So, what brings it about? Will the health event bring about the end of the Trump era? Entertainment purposes only. Okay. The Empress, all about abundance and good health. Fertility, abundance, all of the finer things. Could also be Mother Russia. Mother Russia might have a question or two about his health. The main clarifier, the Six of Pentacles, giving back. This could be like a doctor giving pills back. It's like, here's your prescription. If you take this, your health will be great. If you don't take it, your health probably won't be so great. So is the health going to bring an end to the Trump era? There's that Fool card again, off to a new journey, going off to La La Land. There's the Ace of Pentacles. That's what that was the outcome of the first reading that I started my deep dives, and then the Hermit. Okay, is it a health event? It's entirely possible. The one that's confusing me is the Empress, because that's usually enjoying the finer things, the benefits of good health, if you will, the benefits of taking care and being nurturing. But it's probably one of those things where he hasn't been taking care and nurturing of his health. He's relied too much on little pills to keep him going. But his mind is finally going. These are both beginnings, different beginnings. It could be, the Ace of Pentacles could be, your health is on a different trajectory. And the Hermit is basically, now you just gotta sort of start finding your path. A little more introspection. It could be you're just lost in your mind at this point. So entirely possible. Those were interesting cards, to be sure. Now it's a lot easier if you start to get Ten of Swords and the Death card and stuff like that. So certainly we know his health is no good, right? So those weren't necessarily bad cards for health. In fact, a lot of them were pretty good cards for health. It could just be, as long as you take care of your health, everything will be fine. But it's that the Hermit card is probably, the path you're on is leading you to darkness. If you need to do a better job of your health. Okay, is it his corrupt behavior that will bring down the end of the Trump era? Entertainment purposes only. Okay, there's your Knight of Wands. All those actions you were taking. The Knight of Pentacles, instead of taking actions, maybe you should have been sitting back and thinking about things. You pissed off a lot of people. You generated a lot of strong emotions. You were trying to manifest all these marvelous things that you said you're going to manifest in your campaign. And underneath it, you got the Four of Wands, celebrating your victory. Yeah, I think because Dave often looks at this as the Four of Wands as these kind of look like prison bars. It's kind of like so long. We'll see you the next time we come around the Monopoly map and we hit the just visiting portion of the get out of jail. The jail card, jail slot there. Okay, so that's a much stronger hit as far as the end of the Trump era. There could be some health component. It looks like the corrupt behavior is definitely going to be a component of it. Let's look at the Doge antics. Because the Doge antics, are basically just you're hurting people. Ostensibly to save money and expose corruption, but you're just hurting people and disrupting lives. And is it the rising up of the masses that helps end the Trump era? Okay, Knight of Wands. Once again, you're out there taking all these actions. You're creating... people don't feel like there's a way out of this. you're laying people off, you're taking away their livelihood, and they feel like their hands are tied. No one's sticking up for me. I don't know how to escape this. The Chariot, things are going to start moving forward. The Chariot's typically, this guy's successful in battle, and he is, basically parading forward. What this could be is the actions of Doge. People feel like they don't have a choice, and it starts a movement. And as a result of that movement, people will start celebrating. And underneath it is the Wheel of Fortune, and anything can happen from it. Okay, so is the end of the Trump era going to be in part due to Doge antics? It could be, because this could be like, Congress is watching what's happening and saying, you're forcing us to go into action here because you're trying to take away the powers of the purse, and we're the ones that appropriate funds and allocate funds, and we need to take action and take back our jobs and celebrate. Okay. Could be Doge antics. So far, corrupt behavior seems to be the strongest. Health and Doge antics, maybe. Is the economy stupid? Okay, so will the economy play a major role, or the major role, in the Trump era coming to an end? And okay, let's see. Is it the economy? Shuffle the cards, Gary. Okay, so Knight of Wands. Actions, lots of actions being taken, moving forward. Three of Wands. Actions that are being taken overseas. So this could be the tariffs. That we're in a global economy. You've set forth all these tariffs, and they're impacting our allies and our trading partners across the seas, and they are coming back with their own tariffs. The Star. So let's keep going. I don't want to commit to a lot of major arcana. The Moon, confusions, and then the Four Swords. Okay, so is it the economy? You take a lot of actions. It's impacting a lot of people. People are now starting to look at the future of these actions on the economy. The Star in this case is, typically we call it democracy, but it could just be capitalism. The best of not that it's the best of capitalism, but the best of what America has to offer. I'm going to pause it for just a second. I want to look at something here. Stand by. Okay, sorry about that. So with the Star, it could just be hope for the future. I was just looking up some of the alternative meanings for the Star card, and some of it's like loss and privation. Yeah, I mean, Trump's definitely trying to privatize stuff, make things private. But it could be that with the economy, we're trying to get a better future, but what we've got instead, back down to here, is you got the Moon card. It's our future's uncertain. We want a bright future. We have an uncertain future. And underneath it is people, are instead of taking action, maybe you should have been a little more thoughtful in your approach to the economy. And that this is kind of could be the death of the economy too, right? That our economy is really, really bad, and it's causing people to retreat. I'd say that's as probably the corrupt behavior in the economy so far seem to be kind of the top two drivers of this. His health seems to be a lesser component of it. I mean, as long as he takes care of it, He's going to limp along the way he has been, although the crazy's still there, and we keep seeing it. And then the final, I'm just going to take an additional shot at the tariffs. Now, the tariffs, it's going to impact the economy, but it's also it's galvanizing the international community. So I'm going to broaden it from tariffs is treatment of the international community and the America First policies. Is that something that is going to bring an end to the Trump era? Okay, Eight of Wands, all the messaging that's going out there about how poorly the U.S. has been treated by its allies and being ripped off, and we need to do something about it. Pissed off a lot of people and generated a lot of strong emotions. This manifested a lot of rallying where the international community started to rally together. There was a quote, Trump finally proved that the European is a union. He started to create these allegiances and these partnerships and these responses from the international community, new messaging coming forth, new actions being taken, and the tower coming down, the bringing an end to this. You've got something that was built on a crappy foundation, and it's going to crumble down. So ironically, that is the strongest of the readings. There is that it's the international community coming together and fighting the tariffs and stepping up that starts to neuter Trump's authority and Trumpism. So that's fascinating to me. That is by far the strongest of all of them. I'd say that his corrupt behavior is right there with it. The economy I could read that either way. His health, I could read that either way. And the Doge antics seem to be also contributing to that. That's what I got for you, folks. We'll see where we go. Tarot's not good at timing, so I'm not going to ask on timing of this. I guess we'll kind of know when we see it, right? So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We put out a new video every day at midnight. And leave a comment. I read them all, respond to many. And I want to give a couple of shout outs to people who have been active in the comment section or who just wanted a shout out. So Kathy's Guiding Light Tarot. Hi, Kathy's Guiding Light Tarot. Your secret card is the Hermit. I hope you find that path forward. And then we've got Mary Homa, who I hope you had a good time at your Comic-Con convention. I think that's what you were doing this weekend. So Mary Homa. Oh, yeah, the Seven of Cups. Hopefully everything was going well for you this weekend. And then we've got Sarah Anderson. We've got the Five of Pentacles. So Sarah, make sure that you're staying warm, and if you're cold, go inside. Beverly Guarino, Guarino, Guarino. Okay, Beverly, and I think what Beverly's comment was that as a child she was disappointed because on Romper Room they never called her name. Yeah, I can't imagine Beverly was going to be a real popular name in the Romper Room days. So Beverly, you get the Two of Cups. We can have a much better relationship because I guarantee you, Gary was not a name that was called much on Romper Room either. Maureen Cassidy. Hi, Maureen Cassidy. I see your card. Oh, it's my favorite card. Maureen Cassidy, you get the Queen of Pentacles. You make sure you take care of those people who are important to you. And all those things of value. You give them all the nurturing that you can. And that's what I got for you folks today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you soon. Take care. Bye.